Okay, hopefully you were able to give that a shot. I'm going to show you a solution now. So there's my name. The description is a mini calculator with lots of functions. All right, let's write a function called add that takes two numbers and returns the sum. I'm going to use modern syntax here, so I'm going to say const add equals, and I'm going to accept two numbers, a and b, and I'm going to return the results as a plus b because I did everything on one line. It's an implied return thanks to this lambda, and so that's the add function. And I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to change the name to multiply, and I'm going to do a times b. I'm going to paste it and change this to divide. Oh, actually, sorry, multiply is supposed to be here. That was subtract. Forgot to do subtract. Subtract. Change that to minus. Um, and then we've got multiply. Let's divide. We'll change this to modulus. And we'll change that operator to a modulus operator. Um, we'll change this one to power. Change that to the exponentiation operator. And then now we need to write a function called calculate. So const calculate. And it should take two numbers and a function, and it should apply that function to those two numbers. So we'll call our function with a and b, and we'll save that. And if you hold Option Shift F, it should format everything on your page, or Alt Shift F if you're on Windows. Now we need to move all of those functions into an external script file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of these, and I'm going to cut them. So Command X or Control X if you're on Windows. Over here, I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call this my functions.js, and then I'm going to paste all of them in, and then I'm going to hold Option Shift F to format, and I'm going to save. I know I'm going to need these files in the other folder, so I'm going to hold Option and click, or on a Windows, you could hold Alt and click, and I'm going to export all of these functions. All right, they're all exported. Now I can access add, subtract, multiply, divide, modulus, and power and calculate all in the other file. So let's come back over here. If I want to bring them in, then I'm going to need to say that my type is module and I need to import them. So I'm going to say import, add, subtract, multiply, divide, modulus, and power. Let me double check that that is all of them. Add, subtract, multiply, divide, modulus, and power. Oh, can't forget calculate and calculate. Calculate. And I'm going to say from, and then where are these files? Well, I am in function project.html. They are in my functions.js, meaning they're in the same folder, which means I can say dot slash for the same folder, and then say my functions.js. All right, I successfully brought them in. Now it wants me to call the function once for each of the functions that I previously defined. Well, all of them take two numbers, and I can actually take all of these, put them in a list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say const my functions list, and I'm going to put them all in there. And then I'm going to run a loop. I'm going to say for let that equal of my functions list. So what I'm doing is I'm saying go through each function here and store it here. Then what I want to do is I want to alert calling the calculate function with 3 as the first number, 4 as the second number, and whatever function we happen to be on. So what that will do is it'll take add, and then it will add 3 and 4. Then it'll take subtract, and it'll subtract 4 from 3. Then it'll multiply 3 and 4, divide, modulus, and power, and so on and so forth as it goes through all of them. And I'm actually going to move that under the comment that applies to it. And actually, it's alerting them as well. So I'm going to move that above, and I'm going to save this, and let's go over and see the results. Oh, actually, it would help if we went live. So we'll hit go live, And we got 7 is 3 plus 4, and that is correct. We get -1. 3 minus 4 is -1. 12.75, 3, and 81. 3 to the fourth is apparently 81. And so we have successfully written all of these functions in another file, added them to a list so that we could loop through them and call the calculate function by passing in each one. And so I've put my name and description. I'm going to add a comment here, bring in all the functions, make them loopable. And then I don't need that comment anymore. This file looks good. Let's go look over here. And each of those comments very neatly describes the functions that we've got. So it looks like we are done. And that concludes this solution. Thanks for watching.